All right. What the heck is happening to Wilman? What what was that? Was he drugged? Was he going to die? Did Saw actually decide to kill him? What's happening? That was so weird. I mean, he basically said, "Oh, you're ready to fight, blah blah blah," but at the same time, it at first I thought he was just going to throw up at the enormity of the moment, but and the fact that he now realizes he's working with a madman. But what the hell is happening to him? His eyes rolled to the back of his head. It's just so bizarre. Um, Saw has always been a very bizarre character. Anyway, um, so I was curious at first that Cyril was at first that he was, playing the revolutionaries. And then I thought, well, maybe he's playing the ISB because maybe he is truly and well pissed off because they interrogated him. They he seemed to be upset that that somebody in their own office would bug the office. I mean, he was just livid to his own people. So unless he thought that there was somebody amongst them who is part of this revolution, and so he's just play acting. Because a couple of times he mentioned it. And then when he met with the revolutionaries, he was continuing on. But then he had no problem giving a report, even though he was less than thrilled that he was followed, that the ISB had him followed, that Deidre had him followed. Now, so he's still on the side of the ISB, he's still on the side of the Empire, but I'm thinking this is slowly going to change him. He's slowly going to, if not wholeheartedly embrace the resistance, not be so rah, rah, rah Empire. But basically, people generally go from one extreme to the other. So I could totally see him being just as hardcore as Saw Gerrera. Going from the IS to being pure Empire and that the Empire is the greatest thing that's ever happened to turning into another similar type to Saw Gerrera. Possibly even joining Saw Gerrera. Who knows? But it was just hilarious, their dialogue of, this is the happiest day of my life. Almost completely deadpan. Very little intonation. And same thing with Deirdre. She was like, I'm glad that you're happy. I mean, it was just hilarious that they could say what should be a sweet, sweet moment, which it still was, between two people who care about each other, but done in the most hilarious way possible because it was deadpan. So, but I truly think that Cyril is going to sour on the Empire. I still think that. I don't know what is going to be the ultimate trigger because he wasn't thrilled that he was followed. But at the same time, maybe in getting close to the revolutionaries and helping them, which, let's face it, they're falling right into the ISB's trap of thinking that, they're going to capture what they need to and show everybody the truth of the Empire. They are just letting them get away with it. Now, whether they will ultimately find what they want, I'm still unsure, because I don't think that they actually want the revolutionaries to acquire weapons. That sounds like a really bad plan. um, Cassian goes to talk to them, and like Cyril, he was less than thrilled about being followed. And just unlike Cyril, though, he actually knew he was being followed. Um, oh, wait, Cyril did know when the ISB was following him. But again, I think that was part of the ruse. So I don't think Cyril is nearly as good as Andor. Um, and he's explaining to them, you've got to be more careful. You can't just assume I am who I say I am. Of course, my concern is that at some point we can get a little too paranoid, and that, okay, yes, you have to be careful, but at the same time, this is a thing that's happening. So Cassian throws cold water on the plan of trying to gain an armory of for themselves and show everybody what the Empire is about. Throws cold water on it and showing all the reasons why this is a bad idea, and the fact that they have an ISB contact, and Cassian's like, what the hell are you doing? You're asking for trouble. How do you know that this is legit? Oh, all of this is legit. And all the while they're just totally walking into the ISB's trap of, yeah, let's give them this win. Let's let them gain too much confidence so they'll make a mistake. Again, it's probably not going to work out the way they want it to, because the resistance ends up winning, but ultimately. So even if this group of goobers, I applaud them for loving their planet so much that they want to put their necks out to save it. I applaud that. But I don't know. Using an ISB contact, double agents are a thing. He could turn into a triple agent. That's always a thing too, but yeah, Cassian is proving that even though he's not a revolutionary, he's a lot smarter in this, because what these guys have is gumption and drive. They are so motivated because of what the Empire's doing to their planet. But again, this will not end well for them. So I honestly thought, now granted, Cassian is still on Gorman at the end of this episode, so it's I'm wondering if that bellhop is somehow going to help in some way. Whether he's going to recruit the bellhop, because let's face it, the bellhop's father was killed in the Gorman massacre, saving him. So he doesn't exactly have a love for the Empire. So I don't know if he's somehow going to get involved. Let's see what else. It was sweet of Luthen to try to help Bix. Granted, he also came for a reason. It wasn't just that he came to check on her. And he was going to try to swipe her drug away. Unfortunately, Bix is better than him. And she noticed it. So So yeah, I don't know if she's gonna overdose, if she already did overdose, what is going to ultimately happen to Bix. But just like in the first block of episodes, one of his close contacts is going to die. It's now a question of it. Wilmon seems to have possibly dodged a bullet. Like I said, I have no idea what was happening to him at the end. I don't know if Saw somehow injected him with some drug or what he did to him. Because, or this is just some really, really strong reaction to what Saw wants him to do. I'm unsure. But something is happening to Wilmon. So it's up in the air which one of those two ends up dying in this block of episodes. So Clea is having a mini freak out over the fact that all the artwork that was at the party is being reappraised because they found a forgery somewhere. Now, at first when I heard that, I thought, oh, so Luthen deals in forgeries, and that's the problem. But no, it's the fact that they have a microphone on said statue so they can keep tabs on that shady businessman, Skulkin, or whatever his name, Skulden. And so they kind of turn on each other. They become like a married couple. You know, he blames her. She blames him. It's like, oh my God, what the hell is happening? So I think this is supposed to show just how, just how scattered the resistance still is. This idea that no, everybody is working at not necessarily cross purposes, but they're not necessarily working together. So even people you would think are working together. Let's see, what else did I want to mention about this episode? Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get to the third of this group of episodes, episode 7. Wait a minute. Episode 6. I skipped an episode. Episode 6. Probably not till tomorrow. I don't think I'll have time tonight. But, I'm really curious now what happens in the next episode. Because, obviously, I don't know if they're going to... No, I don't think that the Gorman drama is going to end with this next episode. Because Gorman still will have a resistance, and they will be emboldened by what they think was a victory. So, yeah, I think that the third block of episodes is where we might get a conclusion to Gorman. I would be upset if that's what's the main thing throughout this season, simply because we're going through 4 years of Andor's life. So I would think that it would be only about Gorman. Let's see. So Bix, Wilmon, one of those people are not surviving this group of episodes. I guess it could be both. So, and at least now we know that Luthen did send Wilmon to help. So at this point, he and Saw Gerrera are kind of sort of working together. So it's just, but how the hell did Saw Gerrera know that that guy was a traitor? I mean, I honestly thought up until the point where he shot him that it was going to be him trying to shoot Wilmot and that guy actually protecting Wilmot. That, he's just a kid, don't kill him just because he helped you. Because he's on our side. But no plot twist. And I would like to know, how the hell did he know that? I'm really curious. What is it that was said that made him think, huh? Because as from what I could see is that he was trying to negotiate, basically mention his skills, but at the same time try to protect Wilmot. So where did we find out that he was the traitor? Um, so it was nice to have Cyril staying with Mom, having breakfast. We didn't see if it's still the blue milk. We didn't see that. But I assume so. Which makes you wonder, why? Because he, I guess his cover is that he and Deirdre broke up. I'm not sure why he was having breakfast as his mom's. That was bizarre. So, and also, he was telling Deirdre that, okay, everything is being bugged. My apartment is bugged. I think my office is bugged. And now in this episode, he seemed shocked to find out that his office was bugged, that there was a listening device. And I'm like, wait, I thought you already suspected there was one. And just the fact that he didn't want them to go through his office was also sus. I guess he was doing this to get more cred with the revolutionaries, that they would find out that what happened to him and they would be more likely to trust him because he's been wronged by the ISB. Because that makes zero sense. But then again, he went through this once before and he's still completely enamored with the Empire. So until they actually put a gun to his head, I guess he's going to continue being rah Empire. But yeah, that was just very bizarre. Let's see if there's anything else that I had. I think I covered everything I wanted to with this episode. So with that, I will see you guys in the next video.